Let's see here. Getting her set up. Excellent connection on the live. That's what we like to see. Alright. Now, if I can see it on my phone, then we will be golden. We will be golden. I got a banger video coming out tonight. The Kirara video will come out eventually. The DPS one, but what we're doing today requires, another character for our DPS Kirara setup. And that character is going to be Kujosara. So, I realized that Farina was, in fact, not going to be the best choice because she was triggering lots of bloom. And bloom decreases the amount of time you can spread. So, Kujosara. And the problem with Kujosara is that her talent books aren't available until, I don't know, like Friday, because they were yesterday, and cookies were yesterday, and we streamed and did Cookie yesterday. And no, I'm not going to be bringing Cookie up past level 60, but depending on how much gold I have, I do need to get these up. Oh, I got gold. Because if I can get Cookie to around 3,000 defense, okay, sub rolls don't fucking matter. They don't matter. If I can get her to 3,000 defense, then I can fully utilize Peak Patrol Song. And oh baby boy, is that going to be fun. Peak Patrol Song Kuki Shinobu is going to be amazing. In terms of just pure sausage. If it would stop rolling flat HP, that would be amazing. But God knows that's not going to happen. Wee. Oh, wait. That could be a good Shaska off-piece. Attack percent, crit rate. Ooh, if she's dealing a Nemo damage, that might be important. Alright, let's see what her defense is now. Not high enough. We gotta get that talent up. Which also means we gotta level her up. Which means I am going to be broke. I didn't do any math for what on God's green earth Kujosara is going to need. I know I got resin. And I know she's going to take these dendrobiums, which is going to be annoying. But I'm pretty sure these books... Yep, Friday only. I don't got to worry about weapon, because this is the highest base attack 4-star weapon that I'm currently aware of. And I don't have any higher base attack 5-star weapons currently to give her better scaling. I mean, at level 20, her attack's already 1,000, so... Artifacts-wise, I do have her kitted, so I don't need to really adjust anything. The only problem with this is that I had to throw a geo-damage urn on her so that I could get an ER Sands, because I don't have a Noblesse ER Sands, and this has some ER on it. It's the only Noblesse urn that I have that has ER on it, so... because I'm trying to keep burst up time, so with 162... and another Electro in the party being Kooky, I think that should be okay. Her crit rate and crit damage suck, but that doesn't matter, So I think it should be okay. I just gotta do some math here and figure out what she needs. So I think first things first, we should take a look at boss mats. We're gonna need, if we're gonna get her up to level 60, it's 2, 4, 8. So, we're looking at 12 total. This is to get our skills up to 6. We're looking at 30 plus 20, 50. Plus what we already got. So, 50 dendrobiums. I should write this down. I think that's what I need to do. I think I'm going to be an absolute goose if I don't write this shit down. That was just a plate, so that won't happen again. That's sound. 50 dendrobiums. The problem is going to be the hero's wit. 100%. If I can even get enough. It's only 4 runs of the Electro manifestation. Because world level 9 is awesome. And I don't need to touch her artifacts. I will need to touch cookies, though, which is expensive. Yeah, and she is C6, so I think this should be okay. As far as gold goes, let me throw that into my Genshin calculator here that they so gracefully offer on their website. If I have a level 20, or let's say a level 21 Kuki Shinobu, because she's already ascended once. Let's find her here. Or not Kuki Shinobu, sorry. Kujo Sara. I'm thinking she's level 21, because this calculator doesn't do ascensions. And we're bringing her up to level 61, theoretically. We're keeping her elemental skill at 1. Or sorry, her normal skill at 1, and her elemental skill at 6, and her elemental burst at 6. And Blackcliff is nothing we need to worry about. 105 Hero's Wit. So that's, holy shit. That's like 400 resin in ley lines. Not to mention the fact that I need 600k Mora. Which is 200 resin. And then 12 Thunder Manifestations, that's 4 runs at 40, so that's 160 resin. And then 50 Dendro Beams is nothing, but overall, 760 resin? Is that even possible in a day? You got 6 refreshes, 6 times 60 is 360, plus an inherent whatever I currently have in here, which might be 200. 200, yeah. So I'm gonna only have 560 resin, and that's not counting talent books that I need. That's just to ascend her with Storm Beads and Hero's Wit to just get her there. And I guess I can't even do talent books today, so it doesn't matter. So what should I be missing out on? Probably the Hero's Wit, honestly. I should just focus Thunder's Manifestation and cut everything down, because I should be able to get that. I don't think I have any transient, or not transient, yeah, I don't. Okay. We should be able to make this work. This should be okay. I wish I could pop out. Oh, I can pop out my live chat. Oh, that's awfully nice. Alright. Let's start with Thunder Manifest here. I need a total of 850k Mora, but Thunder Manifest, we can bang this out. 4 runs really quick. I think we're going to have to use a different team, though, unfortunately. I really do want to try out Kujo Sara as she is right now, because I threw everything into a damage calculator here, which I will show you. So I'm going to switch the stream window here to a display capture? No, I don't want to do that. Window capture, maybe. Sure. Except let's not capture OBS. Let's capture this. So let's make this a little bit bigger. See if OBS likes that. Oh, no. We need it over here. So essentially, the way that I have my team constructed, I was taking a peek at Kujo Sara herself. So, no, that's not Kujo Sara. Where did I put Kujo Sara's? Oh, I must not have done it. But her damage calc doesn't matter. I just used a different damage calculation to figure out what Kujo Sara's statistics are. So if we're running Kujo Sara with a Blackcliff, she scales purely off of base attack. And I'm assuming this is calculating it at level 90, right? Nahida's 1,000 Floating Dreams. Doesn't matter. That's just, it gives a side piece set with Deepwood Memories. This is just reducing Dendro resistance. And then Kuki, I realized yesterday that we can actually make her stronger than using her with purely just an HP or Elemental Mastery weapon, because I need to boost the overall damage of party members. You know, I need elemental damage bonus because I don't need reaction damage. Even though the EM provided from, you know, Zyphos' Moonlight or another EM skilling weapon that I had her on is nice, I realized that, like, it just wasn't creating enough spread damage. So in this party, we have Dendro Resonance, which is awesome. So we can trigger Aggravate Spread, Hyperbloom and Burgeon. Gives a little bit of extra EM. We can trigger Quicken as well. Gives a little bit of EM. Spread damage is determined, you know, essentially by Electro application, applying Dendro on Quicken, and how much overall damage bonus, like attack bonus, electro bonus, and Dendro bonus that you have on your characters. So, well, as far as I'm aware. So with Kirara here, I have her Ascension 4, right? Which is great because it increases her elemental skill damage based off of her health. And then, yeah. And then her elemental burst here is awesome, but I unfortunately do not have C6. If I had C6, this would make my life a lot easier, and I wouldn't have to run Peak Patrol Song on Kuki. With Kujo-Sara, I'm assuming her elemental skill is procced. I calculated that at level 60, she will have 2100 base attack, which is fine, but her elemental skill level needs to be 6 in order for the attack to scale in the way that I want it. At level 8, it's kind of like diminishing returns. If you look at this overall nuke number here, 1010, or 110k, between level 6 at 105k and 110k, I mean, it's negligible for the purpose of this video because I need an extra 10 golden talent books, and it's just, I'm trying to get Kirara to hit over 100k without food buffs. So Nahida has 1,000 elemental mastery on her, and her Ascension 1 allows 25% of it, you know, to be increased. So it's closer to like 250% when her ultimate is down. Or no, sorry, 25% more. So like 1,250. I don't have her C2, because if I had her C2, this would essentially allow Dendro reactions to score crit hits, Quicken, and I believe Quicken and Spread can already trigger crit hits, because that's how it's calculating this year, based off of Quicken and Spread damage. If I turn off Quicken and Spread here, look at how the numbers just shoot way down. Just a huge difference in overall numbers, like 10k across the board. So this boosting the base Dendro damage is really important across crit and non-crit hits. So I believe it affects crit. I believe Kirara can crit because, you know, after you spread, it's boosting the damage. So I think it's okay. And on Kirara, we're running the Uraku Mitsugiri. This allows her elemental skill to have more damage. You know, this is only if another character deals geo damage, the wielder will gain a 16% and 24% elemental skill damage. That's wrong. It's not calculating that right because there's not another geo damage character in the party. What it actually says is that it has a base of this and this. And then, after a nearby active character deals geo damage, these effects increase by 100%, essentially bringing you to 32% and 48%, increasing by 100% and increasing defense by 20. So no geo character will be proccing this portion of it. This is just what we got, and this is great for all of our purposes. I don't have something that's going to boost elemental burst. These are just all elemental skill swords and weapons and stuff like that. So unfortunately, that's how we're going to be running her, and since we're going to be on-fielding her most of the time, we need that extra elemental skill damage. So next up, You know, with, well, I don't even know if you saw that, but I explained it. So then there's Peak Patrol Song, right? So this gets a little bit funky. So you need a certain amount of defense, you know, to essentially cap out the Peak Patrol Song's total bonus percentage. So you get 8% per 1,000 defense the equipping character has when the effect is triggered, right? You can get 2 stacks of it. And when the second stack is refreshed, essentially all nearby party members' elemental damage bonus is increased by 8% for every 1,000% the character has. The way to trigger those 2 stacks is through normal plunging attacks. So essentially, it gets a little weird because it doesn't talk about the other portion of it. Because if you gain Ode to Flowers after normal or plunging attacks hitting an opponent, and defense increases by 8%, and gain a 10% elemental damage bonus for 6 seconds. So you're getting that 10% all elemental damage bonus already. You can get 2 stacks of that. So 16% defense increase and 20% elemental damage bonus increase. This you can trigger 0.1 seconds. When that effect reaches 2 stacks, or the second stack's duration is refreshed, it's going to increase all party members, so like everybody's elemental damage bonus by 8%, and the equipping character is going to get a defense bonus, based off of the amount of defense. So at 3,000 defense, there's a cap bonus of like 25.6% that you can possibly achieve, meaning that roughly 3 stacks is the maximum. 3,000 times 8 is 24,000, so roughly around there. So essentially 24%. It's pretty cool, but with refinements, it doesn't get that much better because the cap is still the same. You gain a higher elemental damage bonus, of course, but it's only by 2%. And are you really going to R5 a weapon just to take 8% bonus up to, like a 50% overall bonus? 8% goes to 16%. You get 4 stacks of 16%. Roughly 3 stacks puts you at 64. But you go 16 less than that, then you're not maxing the sword out, and then so on and so forth. So Peak Patrol Song is a really good option for Kuki, since it's also got a base defense percent. So building her up, she's already got 1,100 here. She's theoretically got a max of 3,000-ish. If I level up this crown, I level up this sands, and I take her up to level 70, she will get there. If she's at 1,700 now, should be able to double that by doubling each artifact, roughly doubling the percentages. And she is C4. These constellations don't matter at all for what I'm trying to do, other than potentially C6 gaining a little bit more elemental mastery for her reaction. So when she's triggering spread, then it makes some sense, because that might boost overall spread damage. Now, here's the other thing. We got Noblesse Oblige on Kujo-Sara. So that's boosting all party members' attack by 20% whenever an elemental burst is used. Then we have Tenacity of the Millelith on Kugi Shinobu, which whenever her elemental skill hits an opponent, which is off-field, the attack of all party members is increased by 20%, and that effect can be triggered every 0.5 seconds for a total of 3 seconds. And this effect can be triggered when Kuki's off field, and it can essentially be refreshed infinitely times as long as the elemental skill is up. So looking at damage statistics here, we have completely ignored her normal attack. There's nothing here that, we could boost it theoretically, but she's not going to deal, this anywhere near the same type of scaling. Initial hit elemental skill tops out at 31. Average is going to be 21 because she has relatively low crit rate, but it's fine. Urgent Echo Parcel hits, so every time she rams into an opponent, it's going to be at least 5,031, 331. And then her final strike is going to be right around 38k. Now here's where it gets fun. Because she has so much energy recharge from Nahida and the 2 Electro units, the burst cooldown and burst uptime is amazing, and it allows for you to throw this off all the time. Yeah, if it non-crits, it's 31k, but if it crits, it's like 104. And I'm struggling to get more crit rate on Kirara, but it's still averaging out at around 71k. It's because I have, I think I have her around 50% here. So let's stop this, go back to this. I believe I have her right around there. So, yeah, 54%, 240. It would need to be higher, but I'm already running a crit rate circlet on her. So it's like, and it's physically impossible to get a crit damage circlet with 31% crit rate. The max is like 20 something, I think. Do I have one? Yeah, that's the best one I got. And its crit rate isn't anywhere close to where it would need to be able to boost this up. And I mean, I already got 7% crit rate on Flower, 10% crit rate on Feather. I don't have any crit rate on the Sands, which sucks. An extra 10 would be really helpful, but I don't have another attack Sands that's Noblesse that, you know, would fit. And I can't throw in a Noblesse Flower that's anywhere near as good as the one that I currently have. Like, no, there's not even one with the stats that I could have. And then this is the only goblet that's available for Dendro bonus. There's no Noblesse Dendro bonus goblet. There are, you know, Glad ones, but this one has crit damage. Wait, none of these have good stats. Yeah, none of them have anything. Fuck. Yeah, so I'm kind of locked into the artifacts right now. There's no adjustments that I can make. After doing some theory crafting, I mean, this is the best thing that I came up with. I spent way too much time on it. And Kujo just needs 4-piece Noblesse. It makes no sense to run Emblem on her because, like, if I were to run Emblem, the 4-piece would essentially... Can I get rid of this? Why is that? Thanks. If I was to get rid of this, it's just going to increase her burst damage. I'm not using I'm not using Kujo for burst damage. It's personal burst damage. And you can't really stack her with ER, you know, in order to increase her burst damage. So you want her mainly using her elemental skill. Now, this should work, in theory, assuming you proc everything. I gotta get a team going for this, this lightning motherfucker. Probably going to try out... My xilonen is not in a happy place right now. So let's switch her onto Flutavez Pitzel. And she's missing her typical goblet, so she's got an HP goblet, so her defense is way low than what it needs to be. She's not going to be giving the same elemental damage bonus, but she still is C2. And Chiori... can take Aquila, I guess. Should be fine for the time being. I kind of really fucked with my characters here. So yeah. This should be fine for Thunder Manifestation. I didn't touch Yelan or Farina. I don't need to. If you guys have any questions, please ask, because what I'm doing is kind of weird. Oh, shit. I don't know why that happened. My W key, I guess, wasn't working. Like, froze me. Yeah, we just gotta kill this guy 4 times. Should be fine. Just to get Sarah up, you know, a reasonable amount. I think it should be fine. Let's claim this. Should be able to get up to level 50 today. That doesn't give resin, I don't think. No, but it gives golden talent books, which are useless. Do I have any talent book things? Yeah. I can use these on Kujosara's stuff. These are the Fridays, right? These are the ones she needs. So we can pseudo get her skills up to like level 3 today-ish and be fine. I don't need to touch her weapon. She should be fine. Because I don't have actually any weapons currently with a higher base attack. Wow. Chiori's damage is literally not even a thing. What does this hit for? Like 50? Oh, it still hits for 85. I guess Aquila's fine because it's boosting attack, but the defense percent gain on... Yeah, the defense percent gain on the signature is just so much more important. Especially when characters trigger those sweet, sweet reactions that are related to Dendro. Or not Dendro, Geo. Which xilonen will do. Let's go take down a bounty in the time being. It shouldn't be bad. Let's just get this done. You know? It's not horrible. I have a video coming out tonight that pretty much explains all of the math behind a perfect artifact and why it will never be obtainable. So, like a maxed rolled initial starting artifact with all of the stats that you want and a single stat, you know, going into the best possible place you could. So, like, if you had a crit damage, I essentially talk, like, there's a crit damage circlet that I want, right? And I'm maxing out its crit rate. I'm getting 5 rolls of crit rate, and it starts with attack percent, EM, and elemental recharge. So trying to get, essentially, that circlet. What are the chances of you obtaining it? And then what are the chances of it actually rolling right? Because obtaining it is closer to, like, a 1 in 10,000. But the actual can I roll the artifact right is closer to... It's essentially a very small number. I won't spoil it, but the video itself is pretty, like, rage baity and kind of annoying, and I have it, you know, more in a funnier style, like my shorts. It's short, it's 2 minutes long, but I just wanted to do something fun, you know. It was a lot of math for the video, but I don't really care. It's okay. You know, people will watch it, it'll get a couple clicks. Hopefully retention is good and people enjoy it. I really don't care how many views my stuff gets. Like, I only got, it says I got 4 viewers in here right now, which is amazing. And I mean, the fact that 4 people can be watching this and engaged is all I need to know, you know? Wait, did I go to a ley line? Or is this a bounty? I think I went to a ley line. Well, this isn't needed anyways. I'll do one more ley line, because we're going to need gold to a center, essentially, and books, which I don't know if we can get today, but we'll figure it out. It would take us an extra 12 boss mats to get us anywhere close, and that'd be like an extra, I don't know, 160 resin that I don't have to do it today. So I don't think ascending her higher will have much of a benefit, but it should be okay. Oh god, the damage numbers are just so low with this, especially without the elemental skill boost on Chiori from her signature. You know, it goes up to like 45k, you know, when I can actually have her best in slot on her. But I'm not taking it off of Kirara. It's annoying. I don't want to swap things around again. If I can have a small community of people like to talk and can interact with me, that's all I want. I don't know how I have 2,000 subs. I've only been doing this for like a week and a half. Just crazy to think about that there are people out here who like my content that much. It's really cool to see, though. I mean, I don't really care, but about views and subs. I'd much rather take 100 views on a video that people watch all the way through. That is mostly my subscribers. And, you know, then these shorts that I'm putting out that are getting like 5,000 views, or some of the videos that are just for some reason going viral on YouTube. I say viral relatively. Viral for me and my standards, that are getting like 5,000 views for a long form video. I'm just like, how on earth? And like 90% of the people that watch it aren't subscribed, which I mean makes sense at the end of the day because I only have 2,000 subscribers. It's not guaranteed that your subscribers will even click on your video. And I don't have post notifications on for a reason because I think it's kind of dumb. Like, I shouldn't have to notify somebody that I posted. If they want to see what I'm up to, just feel free to do it. And like, I don't want to abide by YouTube standards. I don't want to have to, like, you can't do this, you can't do that. Well, I'm not monetized yet, so why should I care? YouTube, once you know, actually start paying me to do this, then maybe I'll suck your dick a little bit. But for right now, I could care absolutely less. You know, there's nothing that I shouldn't be able to do. I should have total freedom and total liberty with my content and whatever I put online. Obviously, you know, YouTube has their own freaking guidelines and standards, but there's some things I cannot do, and they're not even things that I'd want to do in the first place. But, you know, with this kind of thing, I should feel free to do whatever I want in Genshin. Like, a lot of people, I feel like, if I start to grow a little bit more, a lot of people will get pissed off by my content. Because a lot of times I'm making fun of things. A lot of times I'm kind of, you know, highlighting how something is maybe negative and, you know, not my take on it, but an objective look at it. You know, a negative opinion, not opinion, just like a negative feature or aspect of it, because I don't like to self-insert too much into, you know, factual or informational videos. You know, the Kirara sub DPS build that I released earlier this week, I didn't want to, you know, say, oh, you know, she is amazing for me in my eyes because, you know, she does X, Y, and Z. No, she is amazing because she does X, Y, and Z, not because I say so. You know, it's not a me thing. It's a, is the character good or not? Obviously, what defines good can be subjective, but if you're, you know, cross-referencing everything that, you know, is standard for characters and that's known about characters and that the community agrees upon, why does it matter? You know? I don't know if this Dendro Shaman is healing him. I gotta take this guy out. Unless he's healing himself. He's healing himself. Do I even have enough damage output to take this guy out? Let's see if I just do a fast rotation. I might need freeze or something to absolutely take down his... Wow, her auto attacks do nothing. Shoot. What the hell? If I just go fast, I think I should be able to rip this guy down without that little Dendro fucker. Cool. Swap in a Farina here, get some heals going. Get my party back up before we touch that Electro Regisfine thingy. Not Regisfine. Jesus, manifestation. Should be fine. Alright, now we're maxed out. Literally no point in claiming anything else for the rest of the week. This is a good question. I think it's gonna bug me to claim them. It is. Well, I guess I'll go with stuff that I need for totally not Chaska. Which, is... Silken Feather, Purple Bloom Boss, Man's Crimson Plumage, or Philosophies of Conflict. Those are the ones that I need. These. Alright. Never hurts to rip into a single pull. Think I'm literally 0 pity, but that is okay. I like the standard banner better. That's a hot take, but I like it better than the featured banner, because at least you can get 4 stars that you can't normally get. And you get constellations on good 5 stars. The 5 stars that are in the base game are good. So, Diluc, great. Elemental Mastery Diluc, great. Electro Kaching, great. Aggravate Spread. Ganyu, or not Ganyu, whoa. Tinari, great. Amazing Dendro DPS, sub DPS, quick swap, right? You have Mona, great damage buffer. Underappreciated, underused. You have, who am I missing? Chi-Chi, arguably probably the best healer in the game outside of Kokomi. And then you have, I'm missing one more. Cryo, I covered Cryo, Pyro, Electro. Oh, Electro, Kaching. Who am I missing? I'm missing somebody. I can't think now. Whoever on earth that is. Dendro, Cryo, Electro. Oh, Hydro, Mona. Pyro, Diluc. Oh, Anemo. Jean. Is there a Geo character on the banner? Am I just a fucking goose? Oh, there's also Dea, who's actually amazing now for burning teams, and I don't know why people don't like her. I love her. She's cool. She's really good. Despite popular belief, she is, you know, really good. I think it's time to start getting some Dendrobiums so we can start leveling her up. I'll have to get some Hero's Wit in a minute. But in the meantime of killing this boss, Goro is the only character who highlights stuff in Inazuma as far as I'm aware. So we'll just switch into him quick. And then I'm going to go ahead and mark Kujosera's stuff on the map. Because there's a lot. I should be starting up here. There's a total of like 60 or something available, and I don't need that much. I think I only need 50, right? So, should be okay. That mat is not one that we need, but this one is, so. As far as reputation goes, I think I'm Xilonen's quest and maybe one, like, weekly turn it in, collect these rewards quest away. So next week I should have all of the tribes maxed out. So, you know, I'll be ready to just hop right in and do whatever I want when it comes to, you know, Chaska coming out. I gotta set up a bot for my chat that posts links and stuff like that. That way people can go to the Dea. Yeah, Dea's awesome. Dea is awesome. I love Dea. Do you play Dea, Pegs? I think she's very underappreciated. Especially as a Pyro DPS. Like, if you're running her pure Pyro and not for reactions, like, you don't even need to build her EM. You can literally just put, you know, 3 lines of HP percent on her, and then you get an amazing character that does a lot of damage, provides a lot of on-field and off-field Pyro support. Yeah, with Mulani, she's amazing. With Kanich, she's amazing. With Emily, she's amazing. Baiju. Burning Burgeon teams, she's phenomenal with. You know, and that's not to mention that, like, she can't be used in vaporized teams. If you need Pyro application or you're doing reverse vape with, like you said, Mulani, or you're doing reverse vape with Ayato, for example, that could be really good. Even though Ayato, some people like Hyper Bloom teams with him. Or Arlecchino. Yeah, there's an Arlecchino buffer. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I haven't tried out Arlecchino just because I simply don't have her. If Hoyo ever partners me, I will not stop talking shit about Hoyo, but I will 100% try and get on that media server so I can actually do things before, you know, I post videos about them or something like that. Because if I have the freedom and liberty to test out a character, like a new character that releases 2-3 weeks before, like every one of these other content creators, I can actually, you know, have a video out on the day of. The day of video that I'm going to put out for Chaska is going to be an absolute nightmare to record, because I'm going to try and triple crown her day one. Theoretically, I should have enough time to do it, and I will be able to get the, like, 90-odd philosophies of conflict that are needed to do it by the time she releases in, like, 4 weeks. So, unfortunately, that, the Mora, and the talent books are going to be the biggest hurdle, which also means I have to completely avoid building any other characters after this Kirara team in the meantime. I'm going to have to do a feature video on Kuki, which I'll have to do. I'm going to do a feature video on Kujo Sara, I would imagine, so I'll just build them up a little bit more and show them, you know, at a relatively low investment. And then I'm probably going to end up having to do, like, a video on... I mean, I'm doing DPS Kirara, right? I'm doing Kuki, I'm doing Kujo Sara. I might even have to do, like, another support or something like that, because I just won't have enough materials. I wanted to do Charlotte. I wanted to do Lynette DPS, but I don't have the capacity to do any of that, unfortunately. Are there any characters you would want to see? Any 4 stars, any 5 stars that you would want to see thrown up that people don't really cover, or that people should, you know, actually pay attention to a little bit more? Because Dea, man, do I want Dea. Dea would be... I would love to swap out my Zhongli for Dea in my Kenichi team. I can't stand Zhongli. Even though she's amazing, I don't like how she looks. I don't like her playstyle. Throwing Guoba down is boring. Her ult is boring. Dea's skill lasts longer, especially with constellations. So I don't know. I'd actually really like to be able to just try these things out, you know what I mean? But I can't. I'm a theory crafter. I love to do this shit, but I can't try out the characters that I want to try out because I'm, you know, limited in funds, essentially, and limited in time. I have to pre-plan what banners I want to rush on. The next couple banners are going to be absolutely horrible for me because Nouvelette's probably coming. Lene, except I already have Lene. I don't want to give a constellation on him, but Lene's weapon's really good, so I'll probably have to pick that up. Homa's coming out next patch. I'll probably have to pick that up just for at least showcase purposes. You know, not that I need the damage. I can clear fucking floor 12 Abyss in 15 minutes, you know, and 36 star it. Like, it's not a problem. You know, I've reached the point in the game where clearing is not a problem. I'd just rather do it in a fun way, like using a Kirara quote-unquote Night Soul Burst team, you know? I'd rather have something that's a little bit more interactive, a little different, a little bit more fun to play, because it's just, like, neglectful to just be like, yep, I'm going to use Nouvelette, and I am going to hit everything. Like, if you struggle to play the game and you don't want to spend that much time playing it and you want to keep everything pretty low investment, then yeah, get Nouvelette, get Arlecchino. They're amazing characters. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I just want to be different. I don't know. I just want to challenge myself. Not a lot of people share the same mindset, but, you know, for at least some of the people who found my content, too. Pyro Traveler, Pyro Archon. See if Dea and Zhongli again. Yeah. I know, right? That's the cool thing, right? If Pyro Archon is anything like how well Farina did, I'm going to be very, very happy in terms of just application, because you can flex Farina into literally any team because she's attack buffer, healer, and fucking amazing Pyro or Hydro applicator. If we throw Pyro Traveler in there and she's got great application, that's amazing. We throw Malvika in there, oof, might be nuts. I don't know. It's crazy how strong the Archons is. Nouvelette's really the true damage version of the Archon. They didn't want to make it damage Farina, even though my fucking Farina with 2 Hydro characters in the party hits like 50k minion hits. Yeah, I have it crowned, but my Farina's not even built that well. Like, yes, she's maxed. She only has 27k HP. Her signature. Her artifact stats are absolutely god-awful. Only 57% crit rate, and only, like, 77% crit damage, and only 73% ER. I do have it on Golden Troop because I want to boost elemental skill damage. Her burst scaling doesn't really do anything. C0, just 3-10-8. I need to get this leveled up, but I just don't have the time, or literally don't have the resin to do it because everything else is so much important. But, like, her stats are fucking garbage. Like, they're fucking garbage. Yeah, well, Raiden National is awesome. You know what I mean? I just... So many teams nowadays for Abyss clears for, you know, at least the percentile of usage teams, they're not... Like, Genshin isn't targeting certain builds for Abyss. So they're not, like... They're not essentially saying, oh, you need an Anemo DPS here, or, oh, you need X, Y, and Z here. Every Abyss floor is pretty much clearable by Raiden National, for the most part. Or even a 4-star national team with Fischl. Long-term goal, once I get enough 4-stars leveled up, is going to be getting... Am I all out of flowers now? Did I get all of them? That would suck. What I liked with this Abyss cycle is that they included a whole bunch of Geo enemies with very, very strong shields on the second half of floor 12, so it forced you to use plunging characters or characters that help break down Geo. Do I have enough? 67? 10, 30, 40. That's 80. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go into somebody's world. Oh well, I'm sure I can do that. Let's go take down that Thunder Manifestation one more time and then start doing some resin refills for talent books. Or not talent books, sorry. Those stupid purple books that make me want to cringe. And Raiden National is fun, it's just I've played it so many times, I'm like, eh. Raiden, Zhongli, Xingqiu, or Yulan, and fucking Bennett, or, you know, any other flex, you know? And then, you know, the people that... Sarah's amazing. Like, I didn't look into it, but my whole theory behind the team that I want to run, which is going to be for a Kirara DPS video that I want to mostly try and get out by Friday, but I have to grind a lot to get there, is it's going to end up being this team right here. So I figured out that Kujo-Sara is actually a better buffer than Farina, because this team is geared towards crit damage to boost Kirara's personal Dendro damage, not Dendro reactions. I know, right? I got my Sara C6 and I'm so excited. C2 Raiden with that defense decrease and C6 Chev. Oh man, your overloaded team is literally perfect. You can throw whatever Pyroflex in there you want, albeit, I mean, probably want like Xiangling or something, but even if you if you got xilonen, man, whoo-wee, that's crazy, because you throw xilonen in there, you get a Geo sample, you get a like C2 xilonen, for example, is stupid because you run in an she makes every team better, other than like a Nemo and some Geo teams, but she makes even Geo teams better. Where's her constellations? Here. Increases overall party damage by 50%. You run one Pyro character, overall party damage plus 45%. And you run one Electro character, you're decreasing Elemental Burst cooldown by 6 seconds for Raiden and restoring 25 energy. That's totally fine, because she's expensive to make ridiculous. She's just like Kazuha. Like, Kazuha's ridiculous at C2, you know? But she's actually very easy to build. Once you get 3,000 defense on her, if you have her signature, which is on my Kuki now. But if you have her signature, you literally only need 3,000 defense, and then you're getting probably one of the best elemental damage buffs in the game. The reason why it's on my Kuki right now is I figured out two things. Instead of running EM on Kuki, because I'm not dealing damage through Dendro reactions, I'm dealing pure Dendro damage, I want to boost elemental bonus and not have EM. So I'm taking Peak Patrol Song, and I'm going to build Kuki with Tenacity, maxed out defense. So Defense Circlet, Defense Sands, Defense Goblet, because this allows me to boost party attack, or party members' attack by 20% every time an elemental skill hits an opponent, refreshing literally every time her skill hits, forever. And if I can get her up to around 3,000 defense, I'm going to max out Peak Patrol Song, and I'm going to be able to get an overall party member bonus elemental damage of like 26%. And this increases defense too, and gains an extra 10%. So it's like increasing elemental damage bonus is going to be amazing for Kirara, because Kirara is not dealing Bloom, Burgeon, Hyper Bloom damage or burning. She's purely dealing Dendro damage, which is only boosted by spread, and spread is only boosted by EM, but you don't, like, the spread scaling isn't that good relative, so you just take Nahida, you're fine. Or Kale with, you know, EM, you're fine. You can even run Kazuha, but ideally you want Dendro Resonance to get extra res decrease. So, I mean, it works great. You know, if you don't have Farina, I would just get Farina. Farina's just as good as xilonen, albeit she is a she's a Hydroflex, but she can also be a DPS, and she can also be a support. You know, you see these little 33s that are hitting here. That's my Farina in a suboptimal setting, you know? I should have 12 beads now. Perfect. Alright, so now I gotta go grab some books. I'll do this in Notland, because I'll need some of these materials, I'm sure. But let's switch into this Kujosara team and kind of see how the spread operates. To get more spread, you want more electro damage bonus, you want more Dendro damage bonus, you want pure attack to boost spread, not necessarily EM, because it scales better, as far as I'm aware. And that's why I was like, oh, Kujosara, stack-based attack on her, we're good to go. This team is not going to be as strong as running her with Farina Fanfare right now. But to even get Farina's Fanfare up, you need a healer decreaser. Kuki is just a great flex option because of her passive healing, because you kind of need a passive healer in this team, because the only shield you get is Kirara and it's Dendro only. So it can get a little bit tricky. That'll boost attack. So there are the 13Ks that are sometimes hitting just from running into people, right? That's that spread 13K. There's a 19K. That's from standing in her skill. That was a non-crit. There's 50K non-crit on her ult. And that will scale up more as Kujosara scales. But he's not applied with anything, so it's just going to do no damage. But Kuki just gives that passive healing for all characters. It's going to be wonderful. I mean, you saw 16K spread there. That wasn't even triggered by Kirara. That's just literally Dendro app. So it's pretty strong. You play with Nilo Sig? Oh, you play Farina with Nilo Sig? Oh my god. That's cracked. Holy. That's ridiculous. It's great. It's very good. The way it scales is very, very nicely. But yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool. I haven't heard of a lot of people doing that, honestly. How does it work? For you, at least. I know how it works, but how does it work for you? See how Kuki isn't really dealing damage here? That's not the point. It's spread. There's 68K with a level 20 Sara. That is stupid. And a Kuki Shinobu that deals no damage because she's all defense percent. And her damage is HP scaling. There's a quicken 20K. There's a non-crit 20K. 42k HP. Oh, that's a pretty number. Well, yeah, Farina's hard without ER timepiece to get the damage boost. I get it. It's hard to take HP. I run ER sands on her. You know, if you get her up at C2 and get really, really good stats on her, then maybe it's more possible, but to take HP timepiece, there's a certain point where you would also want to take an attack gob over a hydro gob, or an HP gob over a hydro gob. There's a point where her hydro damage scaling isn't as good as her HP scaling, which is ridiculous. Yeah, she does no damage because she's not any HP, but this. Especially with the AoE, and then she plops down these little spread bulbs here. Or not spread bulbs, but these little extra on-field bulbs just to trigger quicken when she's not even on the field. I mean, Kujo-Sara 1Ks at level 1 talents and level 20 is nice. Plus, we get that passive healing from Shinobu. I do like this. 60k, no spread. Cool. And call me crazy, but I just do normal ley lines. I don't condense for them. It's a waste of my crystal flies. I'd just rather get domains done. I think ER timepiece is typically the way to go, though. If you were to run Kiwara Peak Patrol Song, it wouldn't work as good as a defense. Or, sorry, it wouldn't work as good for defense because her damage scaling is HP. In a perfect world, I'd be able to take a crit damage circlet with her and then throw on Jade Cutter, which would then probably allow me to get a little bit more crit rate, a little bit more HP. Her damage might come up if I assume the same artifacts, but throw crit damage circlet on instead with some great subs. I think that would be fun. Not sure, though. And as far as I'm aware, cheers, man. Have a good one. Take it easy. Don't subscribe unless you don't want to. I feel like nobody else plays Kirara this way. Only a 15k non-crit, eh? I figure as much. If anybody is in chat, please say hello. I love talking to people. It's kind of why I wanted to live stream. At least for a little bit every couple days, or maybe if I can every day. Because I like the idea of being able to interact and kind of help, and a lot of times chat fucking helps me. So it's certainly fun, honestly. I really do like it. I'll probably end up streaming for 2 to 3 hours. And it'll end up being fine. I probably won't have much to do after resin runs out and gathering dendrobiums for Kujo-Sara. Sadly. If there's any way to put more HP on my Kuki, I probably will. Just so I can boost spread damage. 72k, that's really what I like to see. Especially at this level. I need more scaling on Sara. But if 72k is possible right now, that's going to mean 6 digits is possible. Which is awesome. I'm going to go ahead and... What's her lowest one? Sands is at 9. Circlet's at 12. Let's see if I can get her. Let's see if I can get this up any bit. Actually, I'll just do this. Yay, flat attack. Okay, I literally have no more artifacts. That's fine. Defense percent is what we need. It's what we need. 1700 now. Awesome. More scaling. We love it. Except it only boosts off of every 1,000 defense. I don't know if it scales incrementally. I might need to get 2k on her before I actually see any other bonus achieve. Wow, still can't level her up. Crazy. I'm gonna need a lot of books. I have 3 refreshes left. Yeah, I'm gonna need a lot of books. How's the Mora situation? Dire. Shit. That sucks. It's okay, though. Let's get this down. Oh, so it's only for people in its AoE. Okay. $23Ks. Hell yeah. I don't think it's because of Kuki got adjusted. I think it's purely Kujo-Sara being amazing. See if I can kill this other guy too. That'll be fun. I want to try hanging out in her elemental skill for a little longer. That is insane! That's insane! I will never deal enough damage to kill this guy, so I'm just gonna get the fuck out of here because I don't have the right team. No way to break through that Geo Shield. That's okay. What's gonna kick me is the Ascension cost for Kujo-Sara, all that Mora. What does she scale with at Ascension? Let's find out. Attack percent, raw attack percent. That's okay, I guess. It's not useful. Because I'm pretty sure she only scales off of base attack. Unless I have to put more attack on her. And I'm pretty sure it's only base attack. Thoughts and questions. Things that I need to figure out. Let's get Electro down. There's an 18k Quicken. That's pretty good for a Quick Flash Kirara. Yeah, I didn't see a number there. This team might not have good pyro, like, effective damage-ness. You're not dealing a lot of electro. Kind of just eating through his shield here, which is fine, I guess. I thought he was gonna eat it though. Yeah, only a little bit getting chewed through there. Really? He killed my Sara? Well, did do a lot of damage there. Okay. Alright. Let's go heal up and get rid of that. Get that done. I gotta fix my music. Let's do that really quick. The playlist that I found that I like, that is all copyright free, is only an hour long, which is very sad. But it's okay. It says it's Twitch and streamer friendly, and I haven't gotten DMCA'd on any of my other streams yet, so I think we're good. Now, is there any way to get more HP on Kirara? Currently. Glad is nice because of the attack boost. And I'm just running Glad Feather and Flower, so it would have to be something with that HP boosts. Her current Flower is 725. Her current Feather is 1021. I'd have to do damage calc for this. I don't know if 20% more HP is more valuable than the crit rate that I have on her. If I throw tenacity on there, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out before I do the video. That's interesting. Wish that guy that was in here the other day would talk to me, for Christ's sakes. I didn't get his Discord, but he knew how to theory craft. He played Kirara. Doesn't play her DPS, though. If Kirara's on any of the next banners, I'm going to be such a happy man. Some people will maybe use my videos to help them out, which would be cool. What? What? Okay, well that's annoying. Let's make sure this is right here. Alright, Kirara's up. Do I have any food I can stuff down her throat? We're gonna go with the classic apple. Yeah, there we go. What on earth was that?